So you might be wondering, what are the odds of making it on YouTube? What are the chances of success? And as someone who's been going at this for almost 10 years now, I can use some of my insights to sort of explain to you the odds, which I think are very enlightening and at first sound discouraging, but I actually find them inspirational more than anything else. Now, in terms of finding success, it really depends how you personally define it. Is it the number of subscribers you have? Is it how much money you're making? Is it the number of views you're getting? How famous you are? How many brands are contacting you? Right? It really depends on your personal definition of success. But as a broad term, as a broad sort of everybody sort of understands subscriber number. Now, I do have to clarify, subscriber number is more of a status symbol, though in the industry and in marketing and PR and businesses out there, they sort of categorize creators and influencers as depending on their follower count, right? You have like 1,000 to 10,000, you have 10,000 to 50,000, that sort of thing, right? And over 100,000 subscribers is sort of the benchmark for YouTube, because YouTube puts 100,000 subscriber channels in a sort of different category. They send you the silver play button, you get verified on YouTube, and quite often you get access to new features before other channels as well. So 100,000 subscribers is sort of the mark of making it on YouTube, though personally I find you can actually kind of start making a living on YouTube at about 50,000 subscribers. So reaching that point is already a giant milestone as well. Though of course, depending on where you live, where your audience is from, the kind of content you make, that all affects how much money you make as well. So when I say you can make a living at 50,000, it really depends on a lot of other things. It's actually more about the views and what kind of views for what kind of content, right? Because a viewer seeing American ads and a viewer seeing Malaysian ads are gonna be two different types of ads paying different rates. So there's all of that to consider, but let's just focus on subscriber number today and making it on YouTube. So first of all, we can use the stats that are all sort of displayed on Social Blade. Social Blade is a website which shows off and tracks stats from all channels, and they can put it together and they compare and all sorts of things like that. And it's sort of a good way to just sort of see how everything is going. And they, more importantly, have a ranking system for, you know, what position you are in terms of subscriber number, what position you are in terms of view count number and all of that, right? So we can see on Social Blade that there are 46 million YouTube creators. Now, creator channels are not just users. There's actually billions of users, apparently. 46 million channels, basically. Now, this includes everything that's still there. You know, channels which have died a long time ago, channels where creators have stopped uploading, everything put together. So you might be thinking, well, this isn't the number of people who are trying. But essentially, 46 million is the number of people who have tried, right? A rough number, a rough gauge for the number of people who have tried. Even if someone started a channel, uploaded 5 videos, and then they gave up, right? That's still someone who tried to be a YouTuber, who tried to run a YouTube channel. So we can take this as a big picture number, 46 million, right? And then what we can do is find channels at our specific milestones and see where they rank in terms of subscriber position. So we go find a channel that has 1,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, and 100,000 subscribers. So why these numbers? I explained the 2 of them just now, but 1,000 subscribers is because that's where you can monetize your channel. You can actually start making money. The partner program requirements need you to be at 1,000 subscribers before you can do it. It wasn't like that in the past, but it is like that now. So that's an important milestone. So let's take people who get to our main benchmark goal, 100,000 subscribers. So what you can do is you can go onto YouTube and type in 100,000 subscriber milestone and filter it by the last week or the last month and find a channel that has just hit 100,000 subscribers. So I've got one here. They're at 101,000 subscribers. It's very hard to find exactly the number, but 101,000 subscribers. And on Social Blade, it says their subscriber rank is 217,000, right? 217,000 in terms of the 46 million. So how we calculate this in terms of percentage, just to put it into perspective, we can take 217,000 divided by 46 million. 46 million times 100, because you want to make it a percentage, don't forget to times 100, and we get 0.47%. 0.47%. So out of the 46 million YouTube channels that have existed and are still on the platform, dead or alive, active or inactive, the whole big picture, if you roll the dice in terms of your chance for success on YouTube, it is 0.47%. Let's round it up to 0.5%. So out of every 200 people who create a channel, out of every 200 channels, one will actually hit 100,000 subscribers. That's if you just roll the dice. Taking zero context for who you are, how much work you put in, just an average, broad picture, 0.5% success rate. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. Of course, that's not the only thing to consider, right? How about just counting those who hit 1,000 subscribers and over, right? The monetizable channels, right? Those who hit 1,000, so they've been active, they've been uploading, they've been trying really hard, they hit 1,000 subscribers. What rank does 1,000 subscriber channel rank? And I've got one here, and 1,060 subscribers, close enough, they rank at about 6 millionth. So that means there are about 6 million channels that have 1,000 subscribers or more. Right? So if we take the ranking of the 100,000 subscriber channel, which was 217,000th, and divided by 6 million instead of 46 million, divided by 6 million times 100, and that gives us 3.6%. So we could say 3.5%. So of the channels that get to 1,000 subscribers, 3.5% have hit 100,000 subscribers. Again, not a big number. Not a big number. That sounds very small, right? But again, you don't have to reach 100,000 subscribers to be considered successful. That's just one metric. Let's take the 50,000 subscriber number, right? Because in my experience, you can kind of stabilize around that. You can make YouTube your job. You won't be living in wealth, but you can get by, depending on how you do things. So let's go ahead and find a channel which has 50,000 subscribers and see where they rank. And I got one here, 55,000 subscribers, close enough. 55,000 subscribers, and the rank is about 350th thousandth. So that's where they rank. So if we take 300 and, well, technically it's 348,000. So let's take 348,000 divided by 46 million to start, 46 million times 100. So if we take all the channels that exist, 46 million channels, and check where a channel at 55,000 subscribers is, right now, at the time of making this video, it is 0.75%. 0.756, but let's say 0.75 to make it easy. So if we're counting every channel out there, all the channels, alive and dead, active and inactive, 46 million channels, 50,000 or 55,000, probably 50,000 subscribers puts you in the top 1%. That's the odds. That's the percentage chance of success. 1% will probably make it to 50,000 subscribers out of everyone who tries. We could be a bit more encouraging and just divide it by the 6 million number. So for those people who hit 1,000 subscribers, how many hit 50,000? So we can just take the 348,000th divided by 6 million instead, times 100. And that gets us 5.8. 5.8. Which means about 50,000 subscribers, even if you discount every channel which is under 1,000, there's about a 5 to 6% chance of hitting 50,000 subscribers. So even if you count it like that, 50,000 puts you in the top 5-6%, which is pretty crazy, right? 50,000 subscribers is in the top 5 to 6%, and that's if you're discounting millions of channels, because clearly there's a lot of channels that are at like 500, 600, 700 subscribers which are trying and pushing, right? So 50,000 subscribers is either the top 1% or the top 5%, essentially. Okay, so this is all sounding pretty discouraging. It's sounding like, why bother trying, right? And it's sort of eye-opening, because if you look at your YouTube homepage, you're gonna look at a channel. Wow, this channel has 5 million subscribers. This other channel, 10 million subscribers. This channel here, 2 million subscribers. This channel, 800,000 subscribers. This channel, 300,000 subscribers. It seems like everyone is making it. And even YouTube will tell you, like, oh, now, apparently this is a true fact from YouTube. So, as far as we know, there are more channels crossing 100,000 subscribers than ever before. So, the sense of everyone is making it is everywhere. And then I tell you that maybe you have a 0.5% chance of making it, and that feels so discouraging. Everyone's doing it, and yet my odds of success are so slim. But I actually think we should flip that. We should swap those around and look at it in a much more inspirational light. If you have 50,000 subscribers, you're in the top 1%. You are that successful, right? You've basically made it, right? You haven't won the lottery like a lot of channels which just start and 6 months later they have 3 million subscribers, right? That's literally winning the lottery, okay? That doesn't happen all the time. Despite what the news outlets and Twitter and everything tells you, that doesn't really happen. What usually happens is people spend years and years and years building their channel, building their catalog of videos, building their brand, building their audience, building a community to get everything going. And over the course of many, many years, they find some semblance of success. And that is much more likely and much more realistic in terms of how things go, right? Also, you should sort of consider, right? If you hit 1,000 subscribers, you're in the top 6 million channels. And out of 46 million channels, that's actually a pretty good ratio that you've already hit at 1,000 subscribers. If we take 6 million divided by 46 million, right, of all the channels put together, times 100, that is the top 13%. If you hit 1,000 subscribers, you're in the top 13% on YouTube, right? That's almost the top 10%, right? If you're hitting like 15,000, 20,000 subscribers, you're in the top 10%, right? So few people make it, and yet you've made it, right? So this puts it all into context. It gives a little bit of perspective in terms of what making it is on YouTube, and I found this topic very interesting, and I really like to share this with people, saying that, you know, 50,000 subscribers is the top 1%, right? And people go like, what? That's the top 1%? Yeah, that's how few people make it. But it also means if you have any success at all on YouTube, even the slimmest, tiniest success, you're actually having massive success. Because it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen all that often. So even a slim bit of success, you can be really, really thankful for and really grateful for, because you're actually doing so much better than you think you are. And I think that is a huge takeaway of me studying these analytics and looking at these numbers, that you're actually doing better than you think you are. And that is very, very encouraging. Personally, I've found, looking back at my journey, if you can hit 500 subscribers, you've got what it takes to make it on YouTube. Because if you can get 500 people to subscribe to you, that's That's quite a lot if you think about it. Think about a room with 500 people in it. It's a lot of people, right? Even in terms of social science and stuff, our circle is probably 150 people, roughly at max-ish, right? 150 people. If you're hitting 500, that means strangers are subscribing to you. Strangers are following you. And if you can get to 500, that sounds like a lot of people. So what's the difference between 500 and 1,000? What's the difference between 500 and 50,000? Not fundamentally, not a lot, right? It's just you need more stuff, you need to be discovered, people need to find you, you need to show up in search, you know, stuff like that, right? Essentially what you are doing is subscribable, right? It's followable, it's enjoyable. People want to subscribe and follow you for this stuff. And the world, and YouTube specifically, having billions of users, right? All it takes is time for people to find you. So once you hit 500, then you're pretty much on the right track. And I'm actually very, very convinced that if you can hit 500 subscribers, you can make it to 100,000. I'm very convinced of that. Because that's kind of what I was thinking when I was at 500 subscribers. I was like, 500 subscribers, that's a lot of people. If I just keep going, it'll eventually get to 100,000. Eventually. It took 8 years. It took 8 years. It took me 5 years to even earn a living off YouTube. It took 5 years. I'm now approaching my 10th year and 130,000 subscribers. So it's been a while. It's been a while. But my idea of if 500 people will subscribe, then it's just a matter of time. You know, that's where most people sort of fall off and they stop. They go 2-3 years and they quit. Or they go 6 months and they quit. And, you know, that's why they stop growing. They just don't enjoy this long, lengthy process. They want to go 6 months, become famous, become rich, and that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So even though we could say the odds of hitting 100,000 subscribers is 0.5%, keep in mind the vast majority of people, the vast majority of that 99.5%, it's not from people who just keep trying, keep pushing, and keep enjoying the process. It's people who just stop, right? And I think that's a lot more encouraging than hearing the 0.5% figure. And I think phrasing it and looking at it from this way is very important. 500 subscribers is a massive success. And I think you can make it from there. If you're struggling to hit 500 subscribers, then you got to look at your content. What's working? What's not working? Do I have enough videos? Did I start last week and I have 3 videos and I'm complaining about not enough subscribers, right? It takes time. It takes time, but I'm very confident you can do it. Anyway, I think this has been a pretty interesting video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting and or useful. Thank you all so much for watching. My name's been GamerZach, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys. Bye.